Namaste, Jai Bharat. After the post Second World War scenario had seen dollar emerging as an international currency. This was agreed by many people for their convenience, and through that, dollar became an international currency for a long time. And now this creates a automatic domination of the dollar owner, which is US dollar I'm talking about. The US, a kind of upper hand and domination in the trade sector and with other nations. This had been going on and this had been disturbing the normal balance of the world, trade or otherwise, in many times, at many instances. Now, if you really ask, many nations wanted to get rid of the clutches of dollar. See, this enables the US to impose sanctions on others, and that's too much. It's kind of too much of a one-sided attitude that I decide what you should do. That other man is also man. Other man is not. Other man should not be treated as a slave, but here practically the other nations get treated as slaves, who are subject to the dictations and dictums of the big boss. One fundamental reason is that this your dollar, the influence of dollar in the international market. Undoubtedly, US is strongest, richest, and very advanced state, undoubtedly. But that wouldn't enable them to boss others. These are advantages with them. And except for those who go begging things from them, asking things for free, others need not to go and accept their mastery and become a slave. But they want everyone to be acting like a slave. And over the years, this had become the habit of no matter who ruled the US, the US. They would treat others as inferior, which really is not the case, just because of the authority of dollar, fundamentally and primarily. Now the question is, there are many nations who suffocate from this dollar supremacy, who suffocate themselves with the upper hand of the US and dictations and dictums of US. There are many nations, but they are sort of helpless, wouldn't have the courage and facilities to stand up against it. So they endure. See, what cannot be cured has to be endured. That cannot be cured must be endured. That kind of a principle people had been adopting, and all these diseases have been happening. Now the question is, someone has to build the cat. Who will build the cat? There will be no volunteer, and unlike the Julius Caesar's Roman army, where you cannot pick up a person to volunteer. There are cases, Roman legion story. This is by way of joke. You are picked up to volunteer. Such things can't exist or do not exist. So who would build the cat is the question, which had been happening for a long time. And finally, my Prime Minister readied himself to build the cat. And sooner we oppose the US walking and thinking and talking. Many supporters were there. Initially, the supporter from within their minds, and then subsequently, slowly, the support becomes manifested externally. The dollar domination has to be put to an end. Then, in the meantime, Bharat and my Prime Minister, the very far-sighted people. Most of the leaders in Bharat today are very far-sighted people. They see into the future and work for the betterment of the nation. Another advantage with the present leadership in Bharat is that they are not self-centered. They are nation-centered in the sense that they are nationalists. They wouldn't do anything which would harm the interest of the nation, or whatever they would like to do shall be in the interest of the nation. In the universities or in classes, there were many teachers in my younger days who would say, whatever you do should be in the interest of the nation. Number one. Number two, do nothing that will go against the interest of the nation. Though such teachers were less in number, but there were some teachers who left their impact. One name I would like to speak, Dr. Harshnaran of Lucknow. Continuously he will tell us, whatever is in the interest of the nation, do it. And whatever is not in the interest of the nation, don't do it. It's not that he speaks in one class. Oftentimes he keeps reminding us that he belongs to a great nation. And why this is great, he has reasons to say. Teaching philosophy professor, a scholar unparalleled, he can speak things and which will help us in understanding things. So whatever is not in the interest of the nation, don't do it. So our leadership is that these days. They will not bother with themselves. They go by this dictum, Rashtraya Swaha, Idam Namaha. So, what happens is that we had to build the cat. We did build the cat. We resisted such supremacy. Even the trade tariffs and other things were getting imposed. We said, look, if you want to put tariff, we don't want to have trade at all with you. In the meantime, we already must have our wisdom of our administration must have made many alternatives arrangements for this trade business. So we called back our cargo ships and we told the aircraft, let no cargo aircraft for you to use, let it not take off. So we rather put an abrupt stop to it without making much noise. We called back our ships. There are certain things we trade with the US, great trading partner undoubtedly, but we stopped sending things to them. We stopped sending things to them and also said, if you impose tariffs on us, we are not going to impose tariffs back, but we are asking US companies to leave Bharat. Once upon a time, our freedom fighters before 1947 used this slogan, quit India. Quit India. Gokhale, Tilak, quit India people. So, we would not ask them to quit India in that strong stance. We'll ask the companies, US companies, please leave. This time more modest because we don't have to force them. Please leave. So we'll ask the companies to go from Bharat, stop producing in Bharat. We will neither buy anything nor sell anything. Let there be no trade. Let's see to what extent it will work. In the meantime, there are some other associations with other nations where we can compensate. Definite things will suffer. All right, but then we came up to this stage of economic autonomy through struggle. We struggled to inch forward towards economic strength and kind of autonomy, and that we are still having the fighting spirit. We will continue. So this building of the cat is done by our nation, Bharat, and once this is done, many others who suffocate under such kind of a domination would first support internally, that's slowly, implicitly, and when time comes they would support explicitly. So there's a possibility for the geopolitics of the world that there could be something parallel to the dollar. It may be something new, like a BRICS currency or something. The entire African nations are already under suffocation. Many nations are suffocating under this domination, which of course amounts to getting bullied. And no one liked a bully. No one liked to get bullied. Like a bully in the class in school days. He's a bully. One waits for a chance to give something back to him. And given an opportunity, those who got bullied in the past used to give back to this hero. And that used to be the case. So let's see what happens in the world. whether the bullying can continue or there can be counter bullies. Counter bullies is wrong expression, but still there can be some counter bullies. We shall wait and see. We shall meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat. Jai Shri Ram.